Right. So, as you know, May is Ankylosing Spondylitis Awareness Month. And I want to tell you why it's important to raise awareness of this sort of thing. Not just this, but any kind of like autoimmune condition or any kind of condition that you have, any kind of disease, any kind of, whatever. So, the diagnosis time for ankylosing spondylitis is ridiculous. Not because, it's very difficult to diagnose. There are, certain things that pinpoint that someone has got ankylosing spondylitis. So, there's a bunch of tests that they do and they say, yes, that's what it is. But the issues are that you would have symptoms over a period of time, maybe not have them all at the same time. Combine that sort of thing with, like there's quite a waiting list here in the UK for the to get seen by the NHS. So add those all together, and it's like 7-8 years on average to get diagnosed for ankylosing spondylitis. Now, why is that a problem? Well, two reasons. Number one, that's a long time to wait without being, say, medicated or treated. And number two, the sooner you get diagnosed, the sooner you can be like prescribed things like the treatment side of things, like the physical treatment side of things. Like we're talking physio, things like seeing psychologists and stuff like that, any counseling that you might need, because it does, cause some major issues, from a mental health perspective as well. So the quicker you're diagnosed, the quicker you can get things started with your treatment. So let's take physio, for example. That's a very, very important part of this. And when I say physio, I'm talking stretches, exercises, but, maybe not like cardio or things like that, because a lot of people with AS are unable to do that. So the quicker you get all this sort of treatment, the quicker you can stop the disease from progressing. It's simple as that. So it can cause a lot of damage. And when I say a lot of damage, I mean a hell of a lot of damage, right? So if you're untreated, unmedicated, and you don't know what's going on, this could be slowly eating away at your spine, or not at your spine, but at the bits in between your spinal column, and slowly but surely your spine can fuse together. The bones within your spinal cord can fuse together. That can also happen in the sacroiliac joint as well. Now, the two kind of opposite ends of that scale are, say you get symptoms on day one, you go to the doctor day two, you get diagnosed day three, they say, right, okay, we've caught it early, let us sort out some medication, let's sort out some physio for you, let's sort out some hydrotherapy for you, let's sort out some psychology for you, and so on and so forth. So you've got a treatment plan in place. What comes alongside that is things like diet, lifestyle, things like that, taking certain things out of your diet, bringing other things into your diet. So all these really, really help with going to your ankylosing spondylitis, saying, no further, thank you very much. I want you to stop there, or rather slow down significantly there, so that my life can be managed forever. Now, you take 8 years later, which is, on average, the time it takes to be diagnosed. Now, you've got potentially 8 years worth of damage now. And then you go to the GP and they say, right, okay, let's have a look at you. You do all your tests. And then they say, right, okay, let's start the treatment plan now. Suddenly, there are certain treatments that you would struggle to do. So physio, for example, compared to day one to now, you're like, I can only do a certain number of the stretches because it really hurts because there's already damage there. So that's physio. Hydrotherapy, for example. They say swimming is the best exercise you can get. Absolutely, it is amazing. Just floating around even in the pool is lovely. I love it, right? But what I have a struggle with is my back isn't straight anymore at all, right? So if I want to swim on my front, for example, my back bends to such a degree that I have to push my head further up than it wants to go naturally, because I've also got damage in the back of my neck. So some of the little bits in between the spine, in the neck there, they've got damage as well. So I can't put my head up, look up properly to swim. So that's great if you put your head down and want to swim like a, Olympian. I don't do that. So I have to adapt to those sorts of things. And it's very, very different to where it would have been if it was caught on first day one. So catching these things early is really, really important, and that is why I'm raising awareness. I have videos that I've posted before about looking out for certain symptoms, and if you look out for those symptoms, they can tell you potentially if you could be, suffering from AS or something similar, and to go and see your GP. These are very important, and hopefully, if there's some of you out there that do suspect that something's wrong, have a look at the list in some of my other old videos and check it out. There's a bunch of stuff that it could be, if it's not ankylosing spondylitis, that show similar kind of symptoms, such as rheumatoid arthritis, for example. Lupus is one. They all kind of share very similar things. But a rheumatologist or a GP will be able to sort you out and point you in the right direction. How long it will take from there is another matter, but at least you're on the right journey from that point. So that is why I'm raising awareness, and hopefully it will continue. So from that point onwards, if any of you suspect you are suffering or anything like that, give us a shout and we'll all talk together on the comments again. And until next time, bye-bye.